symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
What is happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you one more time. Nick over there, Ryan over here. It's been a minute, Nick. We had a little hitch in our giddy up, so we had a little bit of a break.
I'll take care of horseman business.
But the boys, the Job Boys, are back. And we are back.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Oh, no question, man. It is great to be back, and great to be back here with you. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. If you think we're stupid, let us know why in the comments. Or if you think we're pretty cool, let us know in the comments. We would like all that stuff. Appreciate it very much. Hey, Crown Jewel, the annual event this year. They said, at least the rumor was, they were going to treat this like a WrestleMania. On paper, the card was pretty big. It kind of was, Nick, a WrestleMania type card with the 5 title matches or whatnot. Pay-per-views have normally been pretty good, even the ones that don't look like they're going to be great. This one, however, Nick, you didn't like as much as it played out here Saturday afternoon.
No, I wasn't a super big fan of this one. Again, we were chatting. Matches were really long, and I don't want to say bad, but kind of just matches, if you will. It's not a lot for me. I mean, I guess people can say there's a few things that did happen that'll probably, impact us going forward. But no, I didn't. I thought it was a very predictable pay-per-view. I thought there was some bad matches. I thought there were some okay matches, long matches. It seems everything is going, that's the new trend today, if you will. But again, I don't think it's the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen or anything like that. I don't necessarily say it was terrible. I don't think I would watch it again. If you're looking at it like that.
I'm just kind of I didn't hate it, didn't love it, had a couple spots in here. Nothing memorable or anything, but you mentioned it, and they've done this now for a while, but as we said, they've been kind of good. We've said even these shows like the one in Puerto Rico, didn't look forward to that at all, and we came out like, wow, that was pretty good. This one I really looked forward to, and I came out just going, so 7 matches on this show. They did have a Miz TV. What do you think the problem is? I do think the matches are too long. Even some of the good ones. The first match of the night, little too long. Maybe you can add a backstage segment or two, which they don't have anymore at all. They do the package before the match, but they don't do any interviews or anything. I'd love to see that come back, which we've talked about. And by doing that, you can cut 2 or 3 minutes out of every single match. And I think it might speed it up a little bit. I'm not quite sure. 3.5 hours on this pay-per-view today. So yeah, that's kind of the story. I'm just kind of an to me on this one. Anything else before we go right into the first match of the night?
No, I'm with you. Just I wish the matches varied a little bit more. Nothing wrong with an 8 to 10 minute match, Ryan, every now and then. Not everybody's got to go 25 to 40 in that ring. I think in the big scheme of things, both programs should cancel at least a show. I know we're never going to get that, but I could do without NXT. I could do without Rampage. I think that would benefit a lot. I don't know. And Ryan, I think you got a ton of baby faces, very few heels, very few really interesting storylines too. I still think they've got dudes and dudettes, if you will. They've got names, they've got people I want to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just I don't know that they got stories that are really drawing us in right now.
Yeah, well, and it's always kind of a lull right now. October, November, leading into Survivor Series, which who knows what's going to happen this year at Survivor Series. But anyway, it's always kind of a downtime. We are now heading into WrestleMania type season. Best match of the night, probably the first match of the night, is for the World Championship. Drew McIntyre, he's been out here complaining, toying with going heel, kind of acting a little heel. He's complaining, he's whining, he's crybaby. He's fighting the world champ, Seth Rollins. There were 2 matches on this show, Nick. You and I thought one of these 2 titles is going to change. This was one of them. It did not. Seth wins the title. I know he's your guy. Slightly surprised here. Clean finish. Tell me what you thought about this match. I thought it was probably the match of the night.
I think the match was good. I think the finish couldn't have went worse, just because I don't think McIntyre should have lost clean. I don't understand what you're going to do with this guy now. So he joins, if it looks maybe they're going to join Judgment Night, but
they've been playing with that. Yeah, Rhea afterwards.
So he looks kind of weak though. He's got to join. Maybe if there was some debauchery where he lost because of that, and then he joins Judgment Night because he feels he's being wronged and needs an equalizing playing field. You know, I had mentioned to you, I think we're going a little Bret Hart, 1997-ish or
the crybaby. Yes.
But Bret was right about a lot of the arguments he had. Yeah. Drew is right about, but it comes off heelish, if you
got to get over it and move on.
Right. Yeah. You know, you're kind of crying about it. But I really thought they should have. I mean, Seth has defended this title. I think he's legitimized this title as well as you can. I think this was the time to change it for Drew. I think this really hurts Drew. He's now challenged the last 2 times, both of your 2 top stars, and he's lost to both of them. And he lost to this guy clean. So, the match was really good. I liked it. I just did not like the finish. I didn't like that each guy kicked out of each other's finisher.
Yeah.
These 2 finishers had kind of been getting similar to me as the RKO, as some finishers that you don't see a lot of guys kick out of, being the Stomp and the Claymore. And again, both guys did kick out of it, kind of rendering them, that kind of just ruins them a little bit to me.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I just didn't like the ending. I like, me, I love Seth. I'm not mad that Seth won. I'm just worried.
Give you
Drew
something.
Lost.
Give you a little depth or something. Yeah. With the whole deal. Yeah.
And I don't want to, and again, now with Seth, I'm over the back. You've done that with Shinsuke for an angle now. You're doing that with Drew. This can't just be the story going forward until WrestleMania that he's got back problems.
Or forever. I mean, it doesn't shockingly get, get
the
better
necklace, get the necklace, radio in that you've fallen and can't get up, get some help. I don't know what you got to do, man. But yeah, the back, I got it. It worked well for a little bit, but let's move on. I'm bummed that Drew lost. I really am.
Well, something's got to happen. I mean, he lost clean again, and we talked about, and you kind of mentioned it. We thought maybe there would be like a Bret Piper WrestleMania 8 thing where there was an opportunity to cheat, and then Piper didn't remember what the hell he used the bell, that sort of thing. But then Drew would cheat, and then either he turned heel right then, or on Monday he came out and explained himself, and in explaining himself, he turned heel. That didn't happen.
You could have flipped it and done the exact opposite. He did take advantage of the situation because he's sick of other people taking advantage.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he takes advantage. Then he goes, here's why I did it. I'm a bad guy.
Or you flip it and go the other way. He doesn't. And then Seth, somehow Judgment Day interferes, and unknowingly to Seth, he ends up taking advantage of situation, pins Drew. The way Drew sees it is, I was nice to you. You screwed. I'm sick of this crap.
Yeah,
you could have went. This finish could have went a million ways other than the way it went.
You can still do it with him losing. He can still turn heel.
I just don't like
this losing is what puts him over the top now. Now he's just furious, and now he goes on a tirade Monday. That can still happen. But yeah, I thought Drew has looked very good, actually, the last few weeks. I like this. It's something because they haven't done anything with him. I liked where it was going. Interested still to see where it goes. But I thought, if there was a time to beat him, this may have been the time. Maybe it's Survivor Series. I don't know. I do not think this is over.
And the gimmick does play right into kind of society, the entitlement gimmick, where he's coming at you like I'm wronged, I'm crying. I think
that makes him a good guy then.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But I really think that would work today as drawing heat for some people, especially the older generation.
He's a heel with us, and he's a face with everybody, every millennial on her.
So, I don't know. Again, didn't hate the match. Just really didn't like the finish.
Yeah. So Priest comes down. He tries to cash in. Sammy then comes and takes it away and runs away. And we never saw anything with the rest of the night with that. So guess what? The Sami Zayn Judgment Day story continues.
Great.
Yay!
Great.
All right. Okay, so then we have the women's 5-way match for the world title after this. I was about a half hour behind because I had to run some errands this morning. I fast forwarded through like up until the last 5 minutes of this match when I finally got caught up. I did see Rhea got a huge entrance, made it look like something was going to happen one by one for the next 45 minutes. One dude at a time came down and then did nothing and stood there. And Rhea just comes down. So it was like a faux big entrance. And sweet finish, though. Off the top rope, riptide from the top. Zoe then lands on Rodriguez and Shayna, and she gets the pin. No, I have nothing here. I didn't watch the whole match, but dude, this was literally 4 job girls and Rhea. Kind of where the women's division is at right now, or is it not, Nick? I didn't care. I'm sure the match was well worked. Don't care about any of these ladies right now outside of Rhea.
Yeah, I put down notes I took. Ripley gets a Triple H style entrance. Well, everybody else, the next person's music is hitting before they even get to the ring.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a Sunday morning match. You know she's coming out of this match.
Right. But nothing happened.
No.
Those dudes just kept walking out and standing there, and then she just came out.
and I think we're all smart enough as wrestling fans. Ripley's having a pretty entertaining run. She's pretty dominant. Mm-hmm. I think everybody realizes it would be a fool's game to move that belt off her in a fatal 5.
Against you need someone, who?
Yeah,
me, and
yeah, you need someone to beat her that's worthy of taking the next step. And again, I'm not going to use the harder word as jobbers as you did. I said the same, but the exact. I just said something else though from a different. Jax, Rodriguez, and Baszler all needed like wins. I feel like these people they're trying to push them, whether we like them or not. Jobbers hate them, love them. You know what? Baszler's done squats since she had that terrible match with Ronda at SummerSlam. Yeah. Rodriguez seems to just be losing or involved on the losing end.
There's nothing to her. Look at her back.
Her back. Yeah. And Jax really hasn't fought much since she beats people up.
Yeah,
but
just came back.
Yeah, just came back, you know. And I don't think anybody thought Zoe Stark had a prayer coming out of this match with the title. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Good match though, but I felt there, if you watch it, again, I'm not a big fan of the choreographed stuff. There was a moment when Baszler put 3 people into a submission hold all at once. I don't know if you saw that. I'm just not a fan of that stuff, guys. I don't know. It just looks super fake to me when that.
We've seen MMA. It's hard enough to hold a submission on one person at a time, let alone you got 3. Yeah.
And you're holding 2. These are supposed to be top of the line. They're in line for a title match, and you're holding 2 of the women down with each leg, and you got this giant, you know, strong powerhouse woman, Nia, who again, still your legs are preoccupied. She can't get it. I don't know. It's a little too much choreographed for some aspects of that. I didn't think the match was terrible. Didn't think it was good. Right person won. I don't think any of these ladies are ready to dethrone Ripley.
No.
But again,
I don't think half the dudes on the roster are ready to dethrone her.
You're not wrong.
Like half the dudes in her faction.
Yeah. And it is a stale women's roster. You've got players. You've got people I really like. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. I don't know where Alexa Bliss is, but I like her.
She's pregnant.
Like Charlotte.
She's about to pop.
Yeah. That's okay. There you go. Tiffany Stratton, I'm even growing on. I like her.
But she's down.
You took the belt off her and haven't done anything with her since. So it just.
We'll get into more of that in a minute. Let's hold that thought because we got more on that here in a minute. Let's go to the next match. John Cena against Solo Sikoa. Interesting match here because Solo doesn't lose, although he has lost a couple times. Solo maybe needs the win. Cena, we don't know what's going on here. Is he done? Is he not? They played into that more than I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, they did.
Who is going to win? What's going to happen? Will Cena go out on top, or is he going to go out putting over somebody? He goes out putting over somebody, and he put him over big time. Back and forth match, old school type match. I thought kind of slow, a lot of holds, a lot of heat spots. I thought it was good. The crowd loved freaking Cena. But then at the end, spike, spike, spike. Cena's dead. Then he spikes him about 10 more times. Boom, 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 boom. Cena goes out a la that Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam. Completely jobs out at the end.
Yeah.
And he goes out laying. And then they're saying, this is it for Cena. This is it for Cena. I believe the quote was, I had it. Finally, the man who retired John Cena. That's what Cole said about Solo. So your thoughts on the match and what's next? Obviously, Cena's going to go back to Hollywood here for a little bit, but
so
he's going to come back.
I don't. This won't be as.
But it may be a minute. Maybe a minute.
Another one that I didn't like these two squaring off because, again, I think Solo still needs to stay strong. But they built this up, Ryan. Cena has. You can't come out and announce that I haven't won in 45 years.
Yeah.
And that's the story of my angle going in. I need a singles win to stay relevant. I mean, you're booking me as the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and I lose again. You know,
I didn't think of that. Hold on. Yeah, that kind of deflates the win over Cena when you say this guy hasn't won a match in 5 years. And then you beat him. Well, so what? So did everybody else.
So
That's
this guy hasn't lost hasn't won in forever. I'm a little upset because I really like Cena. I don't like him doing this. Like, I get that he's trying to put people over. This guy needs to win at some point if you're going to keep using it. If he's only doing one more, I guess fine, whatever. He could have lost this match, but in the way also he gets murdered, Solo leaves the ring and then he just pops up and just walks out. You know, like I don't know. I just wasn't. I'm happy he puts him over. I mean, God bless.
He was selling the throat. He kept choking
a little bit
when he was walking
out. I mean, I don't know, Ryan. I just didn't like the way they booked it, and then him just losing again. I get that Solo's your new guy. Yeah. Cena doesn't need the win. It just seems like I'm starting to remember. I mean, if you just been watching wrestling for 4 or 5 years, John Cena's not great. I mean, you're not seeing a great Cena, man. You know,
I think this run's been terrible.
It hasn't been great.
I don't think it's been good at all. I don't think any of his promos have been good the last couple weeks. And I know others have said this isn't coming out of our brains. The whole like, guys, like there's some panic. Like he's going to tell us that he has like terminal cancer. And then he's like, I haven't won a match in a while. Like,
yeah.
Then everything is so like melodramatic. And then he came out like last night, being Friday, and he murders Solo with one word. He goes, we've waited a year to hear you talk, and that's what you said. Like, he just murders the guy like that. Yeah. I don't think this has been a good run whatsoever. And like you just said, if everybody else is beating him, well, then it's not a big deal that Solo beat him, even if you do keep saying he's the greatest ever. He's the greatest ever. I mean, and look at Austin Theory. That was bad. Yeah. At WrestleMania, that did not work out. Look at where his career is at right now. It did nothing for him. I did like the match. I thought the match was very good.
The match was
I liked
good.
it.
I mean, especially for Cena being Cena's age, you know, I mean, I thought it was a really good match, man. But
how much of this is with Solo too? I hear other people say they love Solo. I love the Bloodline. Obviously, they need to build him more and let him talk and things, but do you see anything with this guy, or is he just a high mid-card, guy?
I mean, I think the jury's still out, but at this point, I still see him as a thug right-hand man. Like, I don't see him. And Ryan, I'm not going to just say it on him. There's two other guys who I just think are totally related to the Bloodline angle. I mean, the Usos. I mean, and again, me and you love these guys, all four. I mean, we like them. Yeah. But these guys... Without
not main dudes,
I don't see him all, like, what does Solo do without Roman? That's what I'm worried.
What does anybody do without Roman?
Yeah.
What's Sami Zayn doing right now?
Yeah, but I don't know. I was excited to see John. I tried to appreciate him for what he was because he does cut a great promo. He's great. I also don't like he kind of cowers in the ring a little bit too much for me, or is uncertain of himself, or seemingly scared these days. You're John freaking Cena, dude. You fought everybody from The Rock to the Big Show to Jericho. I mean, it's just weird to me. I'm with you. I tried to appreciate this run. Wasn't a big fan of it, though.
Yeah, well, and he's right. Cole kept saying they pumped it up so much. Hey, appreciate it while you can. Appreciate it while you can. You don't know how long he's going to be here.
That's what I tried to
and
do.
that's all true. But you got to offer us something other than, hey, that's John Cena. I mean,
Right.
You don't sit out there and watch 48-year-old Babe Ruth and go, yeah, but that's Babe Ruth. And he goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. And you're like, all right, come on, hit the ball one of these times.
Right.
And I think he kind of struck out here the last 2 months. Let's go. Then we did have a non-match. Yeah. It is a Miz TV. Miz newly face turn after whatever happened there with Imperium and Gunther on Monday. He comes out. He brings out a dude we do not know. He apparently, some people do know him. He's a comedian and actor in the Middle East. El Jaja. I'm sorry if I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. He was over. They loved him out there, man. I mean, he was over. They start to interview him, and then Grayson Waller comes out. He takes down this guy, and then the Miz beats up Waller, and, here we go. Yeah. Why are we still doing stuff like this? Yeah. Why are we still doing stuff like this?
Ryan, I like Waller and I like Theory. I don't understand why they're just dudes who get beat up
every day.
I don't understand that.
It doesn't matter who it is. It can be The Rock. It can be Cena. It can be The Miz. It doesn't matter who it is. But not even that. I don't even care. I know there are Miz fans out there. I don't want to see anymore. This Miz TV, this Waller effect. You knew exactly what was going to happen as it happened. And it's just, this is why there is an AEW. Stuff like this. This is why. This is what ticked everybody off and got people to quit watching WWE. It's stuff like this. It's like they took this script from 2012 and scratched everybody's name out and wrote the El Jaja guy. They wrote his name in. And then they wrote Grayson Waller's name in. It's like Mad Libs. Just fill in the guy's name and do the same thing we did 10 years ago. This didn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, I don't hate Miz. I'm not, again, like you, I kind of like him. I will say this. The face thing did not work previously with this dude. He's not a face. I don't know how well this is going to go. And I'm with you too. You see these guys so often. We've seen them for 20 years now. It's what I'm saying. It really would benefit to not have one of these shows where you could cycle guys out for a few months and gives guys some time off so we don't have to see them. I mean, no offense, like Miz is one. They
kind of do with the Miz. They kind of do. But when they bring him back, it's the same thing.
Same guy. And he's on other programs. So he's still gone, but he's not. You're seeing him everywhere, Yeah. But again, I'm with you. I don't know why we need to do stuff like this, especially when your pay-per-view's already almost 4 hours freaking long. But
right. And the thing is, it did pop there, and it probably popped in other countries. That. But here, did it pop here? I mean, nobody here has any
idea. I have no idea who that guy, but I don't mind them.
No, it's fine.
And you know what? If the other matches had all had 5 minutes cut out of them, maybe this wouldn't have seemed so bad too. It just, the dang pay-per-view's going on forever. But
yeah, I just don't need that. I mean, that's a Raw segment, man. I don't need that. Nobody bought a ticket to see that.
No,
I just didn't need it. Okay, we got the U.S. title match. This was the other match that you and I said one of these two titles is going to change. This one, Ray against Logan Paul. This one did change. Your thoughts on the match here? Kind of the same finish as we've seen before. One of his buddies threw brass knucks in the ring. They got stolen by Santos Escobar, but then that moron put him back on the mat, hit with the 619 as he does it. Then Logan gets up, smokes Ray. 1, 2, 3. We have a new U.S. champ. And, of course, they did this because now he's going to post that all over his social media and on YouTube and everything. You're going to see he's the champ. Your thoughts there? Not shocked at all. I'm actually, I like this. It's something different. I'm good with it.
Only thing I didn't like is I wish Logan Paul would have won clean, actually, to be honest with you. I kind of do, because just we saw that finish at SummerSlam. Much similar one. And I don't think a clean win over Rey Mysterio does anything to Rey Mysterio's career.
Everybody else has already beat him. So, yeah.
And I think I'm assuming that guy put the brass knucks. I assume that's how we transition Ray away from Logan Paul. There's going to be maybe a little bit of confusion. Maybe is he going to get blamed or maybe implicated that he didn't pay attention or something comes out of the leaving them
with
on
Santos.
the apron?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I'll say this. And nothing against Logan or Ray. I thought this was one of Logan's worst matches in the WWE. I just was kind of under just because he set the bar so high in all his other matches. He's been really good, and I've really enjoyed the other ones. But again, it wasn't it wasn't terrible, but yeah, boring. But I am excited for you. Get that freaking belt on the internet. He's going to start tweeting with it. A lot of people are going to see the U.S. title. A lot of people are going to see Logan Paul with the title. I think that's good press.
Well, and I don't think possibly, I'm not sure we'll get into it. I don't know what's next for LA Knight, but I fully expect at some point here in the next few months to have a Logan Paul LA Knight feud and LA Knight win that belt.
Even WrestleMania.
And that's a ways down the road for a guy who's not going to be on TV every night. What happens to the belt? Is Roman going to be around? Do we have no belts on SmackDown now? What do we have? We'll find that out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. I thought this match was slow, and I don't know. That crowd was so hot for Cena, and then they literally killed Cena. That may have killed the crowd. And they kind of were into this match, but not like they were before this match. I think this kind of killed the crowd. And then this came out. It was not great. It was boring. And I thought that was kind of the problem with this show.
Yeah.
And the rest of this show. There was one guy in every match the rest of the night that I don't care about.
Yeah.
I'm over Rey Mysterio. I know the guy's over and whatever, but he's 50 years old. I'm over it. I've been watching him since 1996. I'm over it. I'm over Io Sky. I'm over Damian Priest. And the rest of the night, it was like, yeah, but I don't care about that guy. So it kind of ruined the rest of the night. I felt that way here with Rey Mysterio as well. The other problem with Logan, and they're doing it again, he had an amazing move. A moonsault Spanish fly off the top rope. This guy is one of the best heels they have, and he keeps doing these baby face moves. And it kind of tears the crowd again. We've talked about this now for over a year.
Yeah.
It kind of confuses the crowd because they love what he's doing.
Sure.
But he's a heel. What do we do there? Not so sure. All right, 2 more matches remain. 3 more, actually.
3. We
got 2 world title matches still on the docket. Let's start with the ladies. That was next. It is a rematch. Io Sky beat Bianca Belair for the title a while back. Here she is with the rematch. Bianca showed back up last week. Not terrible, but kind of what I just said earlier. There was somebody in all the rest of these matches I don't personally care about. Io, I didn't watch NXT. Anybody that watches us knows. You didn't either. I never saw her there. I know she can work. She obviously can work.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt, man.
There's no story with her. There's no character with her. Might not be her fault. They have not developed her. I don't care about her. She's just there. And this match, to me, was a snoozer. The crowd fell asleep. We did have something happen at the end, though, Nick. Go ahead. Tell us your thoughts on the match. And Io retains the belt with a little bit of help.
I just don't know how people see more money in Io than Bianca. Like, that's what I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And again, the woman can wrestle. Io is great in the ring. But I mean, again, we said this, there's a lot of great wrestlers in the world. I think Bianca, in my opinion, is closer to a superstar than Io is. But I guess they're going with Io.
Well, and a heel. And a heel. And the money is in the chase. And we've said it before. Right. Triple H is out of that. Kevin Sullivan, he is booking heat. And
it looks like with the arrival, as you were alluding to, with Kairi Sane, looked like Bailey was a little shocked at the end. Didn't seem to know that was happening.
Yep.
I have heard for a while now and read that we're looking at a possible Damage Control triple threat match at WrestleMania for the title. Yeah.
Yay.
Great. So I'm wondering if Io doesn't kind of branch off with Kyrie. Dakota Kai goes with Bailey.
Yeah.
We get maybe a tag team situation for a minute, and then we go somewhere either into a triple threat or Bailey then feuds with Dakota. I don't know.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Ryan, I couldn't care less. I'm not really into it. And you know this from someone, I was really a huge on Bailey for a period of time. She was one of my favorite people during COVID. I thought they were doing a great job with her. I thought, and then ever since really around Ding Dong Ditch thing came out, she just has been, to me, on a power slide downhill since then. And Damage Control didn't do anything to stop that slide. They've been so I don't know. I guess they're going with Theo.
I mean, it's fine, but there's nothing to her. Now they gave her a little something here with Kyrie coming in. We knew she was coming back, didn't know when. They did say something on the commentary that her last match and the girl that put her out of WWE was Bailey.
Yeah.
So Bailey had the shocked look on her face. Obviously, something is going on there, and they were teasing the Damage Control breakup months ago. Got rid of that. They've been back together. Hopefully, somehow they figure something out here with where that is going, because it does look like something is going to happen there.
All three women, Asuka, Kyrie, and Io, all seem to have a very similar gimmick. Where, you know, they're not really building these ladies. They're just built on wrestling, which they're all very good at. But I need a little bit more to get behind. You know, you got great workers. You need to give me a reason to care, and we got some money.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully they do something. Because and I said we would get back to it. The women's division right now, dude. They have names. There are names there.
And good workers.
We mentioned all the girls on Raw. I don't care about any of them. None of them have a story. None of them have any reason to love or hate. They can all work, obviously, but they're all just there. Every one of those girls in that match tonight is just there. Let's fast forward to this one. Bianca just came back like a week ago.
Right.
And now she's back in the main event, loses. Io Shirai, Sky, whatever her name is now, it's just there. And Bailey kind of does her talking for her, but Bailey is so bad. And the other girl is hurt, Dakota. And even when she was not hurt, she was just there. And then you look at some of the other girls. Charlotte, no one cares anymore because she's been face heel. There's no reason to get behind her or whatever. And we've seen her with the belt.
Just throw the belt on her just to get the belt tally up.
She has nothing to do. She has nothing to do. She just showed up last night with Shotzi for no reason. Like,
who again still rides out in the tank. Like I mean, just
there's just nothing for any of these girls to do. No. And it's so bad right now. It's so bad. And even Becky, like, all right, she did the NXT thing. Okay. Like, okay. I don't, sorry, I'm getting excited. She
went down and beat up developmental. Great.
Yeah. You know, and then she lost to some girl. I don't watch NXT. She lost some girl I never heard of. All right. Well,
and I think you're running into a problem. I mean, and the top gals have all fought each other.
Yeah.
I think both ways, you know, as far as face heel, they've both been, you know, fought each other from different sides of the aisle. And, you know, and they haven't developed these younger people. They just, you know, these gals from NXT show up on Raw, and I'm supposed to just, that's person A, person B, or whoever, and I'm supposed to either cheer or boo.
Yeah.
I have no real reason.
Look at Zoe.
Right.
She was Trish's right-hand girl forever. They kind of did something with her, but you never really were like, she's going to be a thing. And then as soon as Trish got beat, it's over. She's pushed back over here, and she's done. There was no And she turned on Trish at the end. She went face at the end of that. There was no follow-up. There was no interview afterward with her. Hey, why'd you do that? You know, man, Trish has really been holding me down. There was none of that.
Backstage promo. Yeah. Something.
And they just brought
vignette.
her back out. Yeah. 2 months later, they bring her back out, and here she is. And like, there's nothing. You got to do something. You have 3 hours every Monday, and they're doing that with every one of these girls. Io, what have they ever done with her? And if she cannot speak English too well, which I know she does speak, I've seen her in interviews. She just did one at the last pay-per-view afterward. Then do what you're doing with Shinsuke. Put the subtitles in there. That Shinsuke stuff has been awesome. Do that stuff.
It's the best thing he's ever done. And Ryan, we used to have these things called managers. Maybe she could get a manager that could talk for her. I don't know.
They kind of have Bailey's kind of been.
Yeah, they do, but I don't want to. Bailey's a wrestler, you know. Right. But yeah, they could do something with her. Yeah, again, I don't know, Ryan.
Yeah. All right. We spent enough time on that. Kairi Sane is back, and we'll see what they do with her.
And I will say this: that elbow drop off the top rope was nice. It was
Macho Man-esque.
It was really good.
CM Punk should watch that a few times and take some notes.
You don't like the fall off the top rope onto somebody with the elbow drop? Okay.
So we'll see what they do with her coming back. Yeah, and they made her look like a big deal. So
they did.
They made her look like a big deal, and she had a good run when she was gone. So let's see what they do with her. Now we have 2 matches left. Cody against Damian Priest. I sound like Debbie Downer today, and I hate to do that, but Judgment Day, man, they're on my TV nonstop. Cody wins. Decent match. I didn't care. There was some interference there. Judgment Day tried to come down. Jey Uso blocks him. Cody wins with the 3 finishers. And Judgment Day, man, they're on TV way too much. And this was another one where Cody's all right. And then Priest, I'm just like, eh. So I just kind of sat there the whole time. But the match was all right.
It was pretty. I don't know what it is about Damian. Maybe just he has the look, face and body. The guy can go in the ring. It's just not there yet, though, if it ever is going to get there. Like this. I'm looking at this Money in the Bank saying, I don't see how they put the belt on this guy. I just don't see it at this point. Yeah. Finn Balor could not be more irrelevant in this group. He's just a dude. I think JD McDonough is like more interesting right now than Finn Balor.
Let's not get crazy now, but
she is, man. The new guy in the group. Damien, what's his face? Dom, we can't even hear. He doesn't speak. I mean, we don't give him a chance. And it just, all of them have flaws to me. And because of that, like you said, we're seeing them. They're on every stinking show, Ryan. And
like 70% of the show.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a little over them too. And good match. Cody, I'm starting to phase on Cody, a little simmer out on Cody a little bit. I love Cody. I love doing I'm a whole thing. And but again, I guess maybe like you said, we're in that kind of lull where he's there.
Well, and again, they're kind of like, we're a month and a half away from WrestleMania season. We're kind of like, all right, what are we doing? We're killing time. He beats this guy, and as soon as he beats him, Michael Cole yells, Cody is back on the road to finishing the story. I'm like, his last feud was with Brock Lesnar. What do you mean he's on the road? He beat Brock Lesnar. Like, beating this freaking guy doesn't help. But they immediately went back to finishing the story thing. At this point, we do have a possible CM Punk coming back. The Rock did come back 2 months ago. Roman, WrestleMania, but they went back to this Cody stuff. You fully still expect Cody, Roman, whenever Cody's going to beat Roman, he's going to be the guy still.
I think if you have The Rock, I assume they're going Rock. If they can get The Rock. That's a main event. That's a huge seller. You could put the belt on Cody at SummerSlam or something,
Or before.
Whatever.
Does The Rock cost Roman, and then that's what causes that. Or CM Punk costs him, and Cody wins, whatever.
We've always said, Rock versus Roman doesn't necessarily need a belt.
Either did Punk Roman.
Right. But I will say this, if it is Cody, who I do think the percentages favor right now with the information we have at hand, he's got to win at WrestleMania.
Oh, God, you can't.
He has to.
It'll kill the territory if he doesn't.
Yes, it does. He has to win.
Yeah, you can't. People, I was there in LA, and people were shocked. They weren't like pissed yet, but they were shocked. And then there were people like me happy, but then like it was probably 30% me, 70% the other people. Like, I can't believe Cody lost. Then they got pissed in about 5 minutes, but you can't piss them off again. There's no way. Cody has to win that belt at some point. I'm with you. All right. So then the main event, and Cody has to beat Roman because Roman beats LA Knight.
Yeah.
LA Knight. Yeah. He was over. He was over big time. The place loved him. They pumped him up. He did look like he belonged there. You and I question, and we're not alone here either, doing this match at this point because the guy wasn't even on 6 months ago. The guy wasn't even on WrestleMania. You know, he wasn't even there. He didn't start getting put. Yeah, it was 1 year ago. But dude, he wasn't even on Mania. And now all of a sudden, here he is because once again, we're killing time and he's hot.
He's had like one feud with The Miz. I mean, you know, one major one, and that's, I mean, I got, maybe you could throw something on, but not maybe. Yeah, I'm with you. I like the guy, but just wasn't ready for him to lose this big of a match.
He loses, and they kept him over, and they did say he belongs here. They kept putting over how it took him forever to get here. He wins, though, because once again, outside interference, which you and I talked, we thought he should just beat him. And when he was in the guillotine, I was hoping, okay, they're going to do the pass out gimmick. Right. He didn't quit. He didn't submit. He passed out, and that was going to keep him strong. No, we go with the, once again, Uso caught. And I was like, man, this guy lost to Rey Mysterio. This guy was losing to some nobodies just a few months ago. And he has to have cheat to beat this guy. I didn't like that. I would love to see Roman actually win a match. It was fine. The match was okay, but I hate that. I hate it for Roman. And then Cole, Cole said this, quote, "It's the same old story as Roman Reigns survives again."
He's an idiot.
You probably want that one back.
Yeah.
It's the same old story. That's what everybody at home is thinking. And we're Bloodline fans. Everybody at home is going,
And Ryan, the ending was interference. How many times have we seen a spear through the barricade?
Yep.
Throws him back in to hit the spear and win. I mean, it seems like we've seen this exact finish multiple times, you know. Maybe I'm sure it deviates a little bit, but it's very similar.
But you get it. Yeah. You get the point.
You've got, this one was bad. And you text me, LA Knight, people are pointing out how little Roman is defending the belt.
I think this is his second defense since.
And Ryan, and I'll tell you, even on the flip side, what does that say for your roster? The guy just shows up 2 or 3 times a year and beats your top freaking guys. That doesn't look good either when you bring that out. I am ready to move toward a Roman Reigns loss on this at this point, just because we got to do something here. I don't know who beats him.
Cody,
I guess we got to get to WrestleMania just because. This defending and then building up the megastar, but then he loses the mega match. You know, I just didn't. Like I said, I didn't think this match was a bad idea. I know you need to sell tickets. I'm sure it did well. They got $50 million for this pay-per-view.
Right.
So
where do you see this going? Because there's rumors out there that Roman is done until Rumble, which I can't believe he's going to take another 2 months off, but maybe he will. And if he is around, is there a rematch of Survivor Series? Should there be a rematch of Survivor Series? Because LA Knight's going to lose again. What do you see here?
I would keep LA Knight away from him 100%. He can't lose to him twice. But again, I've heard that Triple H is keeping Roman off of Survivor Series. I heard we're getting Orton back.
I've heard that.
But I don't know.
Obviously, CM Punk, it's in Chicago. They've sold the entire bowl.
And you're also got your War Games match, which is a very gimmicky match to try to sell tickets, I guess.
Maybe women, by the way.
Yeah, Ryan, I could see him being gone until the Rumble. Or until January.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else they do with him, right? I mean, who does he fight right now?
I don't know. And forget even who does he fight, because he never fights all the time. What's he do?
Right.
What does he do? Like pick on Jimmy some more? Like what does he do?
And what do those two guys do? Jimmy and
Right.
Solo. What's their purpose? If he's not there, they're kind of just dudes. Like they're I don't know.
Very interesting time right now in the WWE. Very interesting. I'm
Like
kind of
Yeah.
I'm kind of in no man's land with them right now. Like I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And you just said it. They just threw LA Knight in the world title picture because who else is there? Who else?
I don't know. And those two guys are like Virgil without the $1 Million Man. I mean, what the hell do I want to see him for? Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, right. They're not that. I mean, I'm being a little.
They're not that bad, but yeah.
You get what I'm saying,
I got you.
Like they're so tied to this darn angle, and it's almost like, again, we were saying this angle is as good as the Mega Powers. I don't know that it is anymore.
It was,
it was, but the Mega Powers ending was right. They ended that story. It went over well. The whole thing was told amazingly. This seems more like we're getting into NWO waters now, where we have a story. It's brought in a ton of money. We don't know really where to go with it. So
they're just dragging it out.
Yeah,
they're dragging it out.
Yeah,
I think they know where to go. I think they know, but they're waiting till Mania or Rumble or whatever it is.
Can we get The Rock? We got to go to Mania.
The Rock, Punk, or just Cody at Mania. And in the meantime, Roman leaves for 2 months.
I guess so.
Okay, so that is this show. Yeah, I mean, again, we sound like it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but by the 2.5 hour point, I'm like, let's wrap this up, B.
You better wrap that gavel up, B.
Going forward, we kind of talked about it a little bit. What do you expect here? Survivor Series, what do you expect? And then going into the Rumble, what do you see happening here?
I'm not sure. Survivor Series, Ryan, I shouldn't say that. War Games is a very difficult pay-per-view because it's geared for the Horsemen. It's geared for a set group of guys, right? And I've really only seen it work one time other than with the Horsemen in the 80s, and that was with the NWO.
Yep,
and
96.
the bogus Sting.
There's a bogus Sting!
Other than that, it seems like a lot of times just dudes thrown into a cage, a lot of crap. Last year I thought it was good because you, again, had the Bloodline. You had a faction storyline moving in there. Yeah. Without a real faction versus faction or group.
I think you're getting that, but it's going to be like one faction. I could definitely see Judgment Day in the cage.
I don't care.
And right. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I don't either. And then girls, I think you just got your fourth girl. If Dakota's ready to go, there's your fourth girl now with Kyrie. That's Damage Control. And whoever they fight, I mean, you got to pick 4 people, but Judgment Day's been fighting forever against Sammy, Cody. Pick 2 other guys.
Do you think they bring back Orton versus Roman at Rumble as a bigger thing? I mean, we haven't seen that one yet. I don't think. Have we? Has he beat Orton?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if the guy's alive.
Me neither. I don't know if he's for sure coming back. I guess
that's the rumor, but yeah,
that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I want to see what's going on with Orton. I'm curious because I did not think Punk would even be on the radar this soon.
Right, because we don't know the contract. Yeah,
right. Or if he's coming, that's kind of interesting. I guess we look for a shot of adrenaline into the women's division. Something's got to give there, man. It is fast forward bad right now.
Yeah. I haven't thought about the Orton coming back as Survivor Series and then fighting Roman at the Rumble. That could work because we haven't seen it yet.
And he would be
But there's nothing in my mind that thinks Orton's winning that match.
No, except the younger crowd may. You talk to people in some of these matches, Ryan, where me and you are like, there's no way LA Knight has a chance. Some of the younger fans, I think, thought he did.
I got a buddy who is 43 years old that thought he was winning tonight, but he also hates Roman, thinks everybody's beating him.
So, I mean, I think when Orton comes back, you're going to get pops and you're going to get people that like, because he is a classic wrestler, and you've used the term, I think he's pretty flared, if you will. And what I mean by that, I don't think there's a lot he could do. He could punt a baby, and I think people would still cheer him, and that with his boot, he's just that guy now, right? I mean, Randy Orton is Randy, and he deserves it. He is he is the stereotypical, I've said this in our shows, if you could, in your head, create a wrestler with the look, in-ring ability, poster, microphone skills, it's Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So
you hear the old guys say it too. Like back in the day, it was, Barry Windham's the greatest wrestler of all time. Yeah, he's got the look, he's got the this, he's got the that. That's Orton today. Good. Well, I don't think so either, but that's what they all think.
Good though. But yeah, I think
Orton
he'll come
does.
in.
He has the look, he has the size, he can talk.
Ryan, I do think it would be good to get him right in versus Roman. And I say this only because of flip way the other way. You wait too long with Orton, I think the flair of him coming back in wears off. He folds back into the roster by SummerSlam next year if he does come in. I mean, he's still a dude, but we've seen him now for 20 years.
He's going to get old quick.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, getting old quick. He may get hurt again quick.
Yeah.
He's got a neck injury.
I think you want to get, because, I mean, Roman is stacking up. Love him or hate him, he does have a list of people. I mean, a who's who of people. He has beaten everyone. And I think Orton would be another real big feather in the cap, because this is a legend. This is a guy who's probably a top 25. Or maybe even higher. I don't know where people rank him.
Depending on who you talk to. Yeah.
Sure.
First ballot Hall of Famer, yeah.
I think that's something we can look forward to. Maybe I wouldn't mind seeing him go over versus just to carry us through, right?
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen them in the ring together. Orton's last match was a 6-man with the Usos, but we have not seen that feud. Right. So that could get you carried over a little bit. I don't know, man. I'm very down on the product right now. And I have been a little bit anyway, but the Bloodline and anything going on with that was really keeping me in it until about the middle of the summer. And then since then, I've just kind of been like, I don't think this stinks, but I don't think it's good. And I kind of am right there with darn near everything. So I really, Mania season can't get here quick enough for me to get this sucker going, to get some more feuds going. It can't get here quick enough for me. Nick, as always, appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for having me. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, fellas. Job guys. Out.
Peace.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.